X. This should be a pretty good one coming up, I think.
Uh-oh. Well, we're getting right to it here. It looks like Dagit's headed into Flashman, MadMega is headed into Quickman. You're not going to have a little bias against one of our runners today because they knocked you out of the tournament?
Oh, absolutely not. I'm pulling for everyone. I said a little bit earlier, I want either no cheap deaths or a whole lot of cheap deaths on both sides. I want this to be a close one. I want to see game 3.
That works.
I'm actually quite excited because when we did have our match, me and Dag were pretty close in PBs, and he's improved immensely since then. So I'm actually proud to have just been a part of that process.
Uh-oh, looks like it's back to the drawing board for a little bit of practice for round 2, the next Mega Man tournament for you, huh?
We will see. It all depends on when that is and how much time we have. Meanwhile, runners not having too much trouble going through these first 2 stages. Like they always say, usually these are 2 of the stages you see first because they're pretty quick, and the runners get a chance to pick up E-tanks in them.
Well, it is called Quickman for a reason. It's supposed to be quick. Come on now. Oh no,
and the other one's over in a flash
by the prop top there, and won't be picking up the E-tank. I believe MadMega was able to pick up the E-tank in Quickman.
Yeah, if the Flyboys were weak to Buster, he might have been able to make his way across. Unfortunately, they took more than one hit, and it's just a bit much. But he is the first through the boss door.
I think they were actually Buster immune. Dagit taking a unique strategy for Bubble Man. What happened there is Bubble Man will only jump upward when you are at a equal level to Bubble Man. If you are above him or below him, he will not move unless he's in the air, and at that point he will try to land on your head. As Dagit picks up item 3 at the end of Flashman, MadMega makes short work of the boss at the end of Quickman. Doesn't seem to have picked up an item, but we're going to see how both runners go through the respective stages that the other runner went through as Dagit and MadMega switch stages.
Yeah, that's just about the perfect scenario you could hope for Bubble Man fighting one of those stages where you have the opportunity to not be on the same level as him, because he will just sit there dumbly taking hits. We have a dumb Crash Man, and that's a pretty dumb Bubble Man that we had there as well.
Well, it's not so much a dumb Bubble Man, but when you can get into a position like Dagit got, you can hit Bubble Man, and like I said, Bubble Man will only jump upward when you are on equal elevation. So if you're above him or below him, Bubble Man will just kind of sit there and go, wait a second, where'd he go? It'd be interesting to see if MadMegaX employs the same strategy that Dagit did.
If he's able to do that, yeah, that'll help keep it a little even. Otherwise, Dagit might have an advantage. Looks like you were right, too. Those Flyboys are Buster immune. My mistake from earlier. And Crash immune. Denying MadMega that E-Tank as well.
Ooh, that's unfortunate, but MadMega missing the jump, too. That's going to cost him a little bit. And MadMega threw a Crash Bomb, but I'm not sure he gave it enough time to actually see if it would explode the crash wall or not.
Yeah, we know that at least it's not a one-hit explosion on the crash walls, but we don't know if the explosion would actually do it. Still has yet to be seen. Meanwhile, Dagit taking out Heatman with vanilla weakness.
MadMega had it set up and he got bodied by Bubble Man. Oh no.
Yeah, that's definitely going to cost him. I'm pretty sure he's going to be able to take him out this next time through, but that's going to, especially considering how quickly Dag was able to get through that fight, that's going to be costly for him. There he goes, able to trap him down on that ledge and make his way out of Bubble Man. Meanwhile, Dagit going to Woodman, one of the longer stages.
Now, it's not on the tracker, but Dagit does have item 3. I think he's probably going to end up trying one of the zips. I think Woodman's a perfectly viable option for a stage once you get item 3, if you feel confident enough in trying to pull off what we call the good wood zip.
Yes, you definitely can save some time. It's a viable option, assuming that you're willing to take that chance, because it's not free, the good wood zip. That was a good free looking zip that he just pulled off there, though.
There's definitely multiple parts to it, but having item 3, or I believe item 1, is definitely the first step of the recipe. Then, actually, Dagit doesn't seem to be using item 3. Looks like he's just gonna go through Woodman stage, just like we have MadMega going through the Airman stage, and doesn't look like it's too particularly treacherous in Airman stage so far.
Yeah, it's it can just be a personal preference sometimes too, which stages runners will go to, as on any randomizer. Just might be looking for a particular advantage or hoping for some luck in the stages they choose. We'll see how their stage selections change as we go into game 2 later, if they change.
Well, that's entirely true. I mean, I thought Dagit having item 3 would have, made the decision to go into Woodman to utilize the zip, but a little early with the E-Tank there, but Dagit subscribing to the better alive than not, catching a energy drop from our robot chickens, which might have changed his mind if he didn't use the E-Tank.
Yeah, that's better. Definitely better safe than sorry seems to be the idea going through his head right now, which makes sense when you're in a tournament race. Meanwhile, Vanilla Woodman and Airman in their stages, is this even randomized?
Yeah, I thought this was a randomizer. You're supposed to have, random enemies at the end of the Robot Master stages, but hey.
I also had those chickens at the end of Woodman. I'm not sure if maybe Duckfist messed up on this one.
That's alright. With how many different seeds I think you could come up with, accidents happen. But we see MadMega going into Bubbleman, which I think I personally would use as my third stage. Dagit's into Metalman, and it looks like he's going to pick up the free E-Tank, and there's an opportunity for another one, as we see our buddies, the Fan Fiends, here at the beginning of Metalman stage.
Yeah, I would typically probably do the same thing. One of these 2 stages would probably be my third stage. Having missed that E-Tank and Flashman stage, and especially Dagit popping that E-Tank and Woodman stage, makes perfect sense that he would come into Metal Man stage, where he has the opportunity to pick up 2 E-Tanks to kind of make up for the one that he lost, as opposed to holding off until later. He does not have item 1 though, so he's not gonna be able to do the zip here, which is one of the reasons why a runner might hold off on Metal Man stage.
Well, you never know. Metal Man could have, item 1 gated behind it. I think it's pretty safe to say Quickman and, to an extent, Flashman. I don't see many zips happening, although I hear rumors you can pull one off in Flashman, but I've yet to see it in this tournament. If you happen to pick up item 1, 2, or 3 in those 2 stages, bonus. Oh, this bubble lead is giving MadMega all sorts of trouble as it clanks off the toothpaste dispenser. But it looks like Crash Bomb solved his problem.
Yeah, it's looking for something there because he couldn't stand that to take that hit and fall off the platform. Dagit taking out Metal Man in Metal Man stage. I really think this seed is broken. We might have to restart with a new seed if it's gonna be so unrandom.
Oh, come on. We at least have Flashman in Bubbleman stage, so we're batting about 50% here as MadMega absolutely demolishes Flashman with the Crash Bomb. Two-shot kill there.
Dagit, by the way, picking up item 2 at the end of Metal Man stage. Still no item 1.
And it looks like Dagit was trying to go for the free ride through the beginning of the Bubbleman stage, but it looks like his hall pass was revoked by those prop tops.
Yeah, that's tough, especially with, I think them and the shooter guys are both Buster immune, and seeing so many of them might end up being a little bit challenging as we get to the stages that are a bit more platforming heavy.
Now, Dagit's using a pause buffer here to move Mega Man over so he can zip. This was something that MadMega was not able to pull off when he was in the Bubbleman stage. I don't know if he took a hit and the prop tops had stopped him from doing it, but I do know MadMega went through that particular area in the conventional manner. Oh, Dagit. You can't jump up when there's a spike there, because when you hit it, you explode, like we just see.
Yeah, the first rule of Mega Man is that he's actually a robot made out of balloons and will puncture and explode at the slightest poking from a spike.
And now we get to see Dagit take the... I almost want to call this a walk of shame, because if you do die in the Bubbleman stage, you lose out on all the time that you saved by doing the skip, as he's now back into the same spot where he was, skipping with the zip the life before.
I think that's fair as a compliment to Victory Road, which they'll be at later on, to have called that the Walk of Shame. I endorse that.
And Dagit's now, well, he's just going to damage boost through instead of trying to item hunt like MadMega did, so he'll use an E-Tank here, hopefully not get rejected here at the end, and he'll head into what we know to be the Flashman fight at the end of the Bubbleman stage.
Yeah, it seems to be a strategy for Dagger right now. He's probably trying to make up a little bit of time and doesn't want to waste time fishing if he can avoid it. After that death, he's probably thinking he's behind, even though they're he's a little bit behind, but they're almost neck and neck now.
Oh, he saw the damage it did, and there we go. He landed the shot this time. That crash bomb should take care of Flashman now. Oh, that was so painful watching that, knowing the amount of damage it was going to cause when the bomb exploded.
Yeah, I think he was just waiting and hoping that the timing would be that he would land on the explosion, which he did. Just
after about what four jumps across the screen back and forth. And that's something you're going to get as part of the randomizer. Most of the weapon and item properties are changed. The only exception is item 2 and item 3, which have to act the way they do. Otherwise, you would have tremendous difficulty getting through Wily 2 and I believe Wily 3, where you need item 2 and item 3 respectively.
Yeah, exactly. And Crash Bomber in particular can move a lot slower, a lot faster, can take longer to explode, can explode immediately, can explode when you try to shoot again.
Yeah, sometimes it'll let you refire the crash bomb without waiting for the explosion, and it'll just make the last crash bomb just disappear. The air shooter can shoot 2 or 3, and how far they shoot is random. We saw the bubble lead have a very high arc to it. I don't know if anybody's going to end up using the flash stopper, but that will have a completely random duration to it and how much energy is used let's see. The metal blade can sometimes not go at a 45-degree angle when you shoot it diagonally. The leaf shield can be inverted horizontally or direct. Or vertically. Let's see. Dagit gets an almost free airman here.
Nice, completing up Airman stage. That's his 6th Robot Master. Meanwhile, MadMega's making his way through Woodman. Again, one of the longer stages. But only has 2 left, so probably technically slightly in the lead right now. Depending on how quickly he manages to make it through here. Finding that air is pretty effective against those guys. But not the hot dogs.
Well, with Dagit having item 2 and item 3, he should be able to pull off 2 of the 3 available zips in the Heatman stage. There is a zip for this section if you have item 1 and it has a decent rising speed and duration to it.
Yeah, exactly. I think Dagit is mostly hoping for I think both of our runners actually are hoping to find item 1 in the stage that they're in.
And here, speaking of Goodwood, it looks like MadMega's going for it, but looks like he's not far enough to the left to trigger the zip. There we go. Oh no!
Of course, this is the speedrunner's dilemma, because the more times he has to attempt that zip, the more time he loses, of course, and you never want to lose time. You have to balance that with how much time you're going to save. But it looks like he's making his way through it. Meanwhile, Dagit's getting to Heatman's door. Again, unfortunately for our runners, neither one of them is about to pick up item 1 right now, so item 1 must be stuck behind Crash.
Yeah, we have both of our runners with Crashman left and in the boss fights. Dagit, I would say, is a little bit in the lead, mostly because of MadMega's execution on the zip, because he's still fighting Woodman. Well, not for long, but you know, this is really the advantage that Dagit has. You know, maybe 7 to 10 seconds going into the Crashman stage. And then into the Wily stages as well, so not a very big lead at all. Oh boy, we have our fan fiends.
Yes, still a very close race as we get into our last Robot Master for both of our runners. And looks like we're going to see the entire stage as they go through it too, so that's more a treat for us than for them.
Oh, very much so. The fan fiends are going to make things a little difficult, but I don't think it'll be anything too disgusting. Looks like Dagit's going for a zip and skips the first section entirely.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was not entirely expecting that. Having a little trouble staying on his item, though, as the
yeah, I think the fan fiends had a little something to say about that, knocking him off.
But considering where Dagit is stuck right now, and our runners are in the same room, so looks like MadMega might be. Oh, he's having the exact same trouble.
It looked like he could have pulled it off, but I think we're going to see Dagit deal with the fan fiends here before he tries utilizing item 2 to jump up to the ladder. And MadMega doing the same in the screen before.
And Dagit's actually able to maneuver around it. It's not impossible, but your physics get really weird when those fan guys are around and start pushing Mega Man around. I definitely don't blame the runners for taking out as many of the fan guys as they can before trying to make their way up.
Well, it's just, you know, a little execution like this could be essentially the difference in the race, because Mad Mega lost, I'd say maybe another 5 seconds or so, but Dagit's now looking at roughly a 10-second lead.
Yeah, MadMega made up some time at the very beginning of the stage and lost a bit more as it got close to the end there. It's still to be seen, though. We haven't gotten to any of the Wily stages, and there's a lot of race left to go.
I'm surprised Dagit is not using Flash Stopper here, to be perfectly honest with you. The Chanky Maker here is being annoying, and it costs Dagit what for now is his last E-Tank, but he'll get another E-Tank at the next screen. So, a little bit of a trade.
And yeah, depending on how they do this, MadMega is only, well, I guess 3 screens away from Dagit right now.
Ooh, MadMega's gonna try Leaf Shield. Nope, doesn't seem... Ooh, it caught the Chanky Maker. If he can catch the other one, he'll get a little bit of time back.
I think he still managed to make up a little bit of time getting through there a little bit faster than Dagit, opting to skip the E-Tank.
Yeah, that'll help as well, as MadMega's going to join into the boss doors. We have, we're keeping at about our 50% randomized bosses rate for this one, as we kind of knew Crash would be at the end of this one.
Yeah, there's only so many times that I could even say, is this even randomized?
Yeah, it's kind of like the meme that kind of gets a little old, a little fast, but Dagit at 2155 is going to be our first runner into the Wily 1 stages. Now, Easy Danger, would you help me out and explain the game that we like to play once the runners get into Wily's Castle here?
As the runners make their way through Wily's Castle, starting off with, appropriately with Wily 1, we take turns guessing the color, the colors, and the weakness of the Wily 1 stage boss, which happens to be a dragon. So, like normal, I'm going to go ahead and say the dragon is going to be orange-colored because the dragon is orange-colored, and is weak to Crash because Crash is the second best weapon.
Aha. Okay, so I'm going to be a little more mundane and say we're going to have a blue dragon, but I'm going to be a little more trolly on the item. I'm going to say bubble lead.
Ooh, bubble lead's good, too. We does have quite a bit of an arc, so this wouldn't be
yeah, it's actually not all that bad this time around, just because of that long arc that the bubble lead has this time around. But it's between that and the air shooter, I think, are perennially the 2 weapons that are hardest to land on the dragon with any good, consistency, because of their patterns being so disastrous from time to time. But we get dancing snails in the ladder climb up to the Mecha Dragon, which is going to be a delight for MadMega as well, as he'll find a pretty much free climb up to the boss as well.
This I've seen races get completely turned around by that climb right there. That can be a really tough place to get past, depending on what ends up being there. It's just like a mini Crash climb at the end, and we've got what looks like a mustard green yellow colored dragon.
Oh, no bubble lead. What a shame. Oh, here we go. Quick boomerang. Nope. Oh, that one's definitely rejected there. Let's see. Leaf shield. Oh, it doesn't look like that was too effective. Looks like we're going to have the air shooter. Nope. Looks like it's metal blade. Nope. Crash bomb. There we go. Well done, sir.
Now, this is why I'm a big proponent of starting off on page 2 of the menu when you get up here to the dragon, because if if Mad Mega had started off on page 2, this would have been a much closer race. It looks like he's going through the same fishing pattern basically as Dagit.
Well, we know it's not the Flash Stopper, because unfortunately the Flash Stopper will not be effective against any of the Wily bosses.
And Mad Mega finishing up Wily 1, heading into Wily 2. Dagit finding chickens at the beginning of it. It's giving him plenty of chance to fill up from the looks of it.
Yeah, this looks pretty safe for Dagit. Is Mad Mega's roughly about 18 to 20 seconds behind right now. But again, a death can change all of that. But, we'll see what happens as the runners progress through the Wily stages.
Yeah, it's still a very close race. It's just a couple of decisions can make all of the difference right now. Like Dagit skipping that E-Tank and not checking the walls there. We'll see what Mad Mega decides to do as he goes past that screen.
Yeah, he'll save a little time, but Mad Mega's looking like he's... This is like the 50% randomizer race. The crash walls. They get taken down by Crash Bomb. It's like we're playing the vanilla game all over again.
Basically, I don't think this is actually even random. This is like semi-random, quasi-random.
It's like, oh, well, there was a race going on before. We didn't have time to randomize everything, but we'll randomize some of it. Sure, why not?
We have even Metal Blade being effective against Pico Pico here.
I think it's normally, I think, a one-shot for the Metal Blade. Dagit's actually switching off the Metal Blade. I guess it's using a little too much item energy. The Bubble Lead is pretty effective as well, and looks like Dagit's going to stick with that.
Oh, Mad Mega going straight for Charge Heat. Not finding it effective.
Oh, Mad Mega found the Bubble Lead as well, so we'll see where that gets him.
Looks like he's going to stick with that.
Well, he's not going to run out of the Bubble Lead unless he misses a lot.
This is one of the things I'm always interested in, what direction the runners are going to go in. You see sometimes they will find something like the bubble or the metal and decide to keep fishing, or some runners decide to just stick with whatever it is that works just to get through the fight.
Well, I think it's just purely the item energy. Dagit's actually taking a little bit of time in trying to fish for crash wall weaknesses here. He's spent a good almost 30 seconds now finding the crash barrier weakness. If Mad Mega wants anything here, I mean, he's right on Dagit's toes, and he knows the crash wall weaknesses, but I don't think he's going to bother.
It looks like he thought about it for a second, but decided to keep going, which kind of makes sense. Mad Mega skipped the E-Tank in the last stage, even though he knew what the wall's weakness was. Dagit, I think, has started to rethink his strategy of using this E-Tank so early and is hoping to pick them up. So it makes sense how they've evened out right now. Mad Mega taking the slightest of leads as Dagit took the last room pretty slow.
But yeah, Dagit definitely pulled in for a pit stop there at the beginning of Wily 3, and Mad Mega is now a couple seconds ahead as Mad Mega gets into the vertical section, or gets out of the vertical section a little bit before Dagit does, and he's getting to the the gate at about 4 seconds before Dagit did.
Yeah, like I said, all it takes is any particular small decision at this point to turn it all around. And it looks like Daggett found a bubble a little bit earlier than Mad Mega and is going to be getting out of this fight first. So once again, yeah, the lead changes just like that.
Yeah, we just blink our eyes, and next thing you know, Daggett's got about a 5-second lead. You know, it just, you know, changes like this, you know, almost at a whim with how close this race is. You know, it's going to come down to, you know, one decision. So Mad Mega is going to, yeah, both of them pick up one of the item energy power-ups, or weapon item energy. And it looks like we're going to start to climb up Wily 4 and head to the Boo Beam turret lasers.
Sorry, I lost the stream for a sec there.
Oh, Mad Mega getting a little tricky, but I think he's going to end up losing a little time because he missed the zip and using item 2 instead to get across. I think he's going to try to warp himself up to the top of the ladder here. Doesn't look like that's going to happen, so Mad Mega's going to lose a little bit of time, and unfortunately, with how things are going, those 2 or 3 seconds may just be the, you know, the entire difference in the race with how close they are.
Yeah, a lot of equalizing can happen here in Wily 4, and you don't really want to lose any time if you can help it, but...
Well, these elevator rooms are usually a great equalizer, but this race, they're just free parking on a Monopoly board. Absolutely free.
Yeah, the safest elevator rooms, which doesn't necessarily mean the fastest, but definitely the safest.
I'm actually surprised that Mad Mega isn't like aggressively trying to use item 2 or item 1, because I think you can curve with a pause buffer like Mad Mega's going to do right here to get to the bottom of that third elevator stage. Daggett's now into the Picotan boss fight.
Yeah, I think that Mad Mega is just trying to play a safer game right now and doesn't want to risk making a mistake and hitting those spikes and having to face an even worse loss of time.
Oh, I believe it. Now we get to see who's going to execute a little better. Is Daggett's found the air shooter, and he's trying to hit those Picotan turrets from, or excuse me, Boo Beam turrets from below, and it's just not happening. The air shooter not arcing upward all that much.
Yeah, definitely trying to go for those trick shots, which are nice if you can get them. It's losing some time here, though, just by not going ahead and taking out the crash walls and spending a lot of time trying to curve that air shooter around. Looks like Mad Mega's trying to do something
Mad
similar.
Mega got one. Let's see if he can get the other one. Now, it looks like he's just going to crash wall and take it down the old-fashioned way. And with Daggett heading into the boss refights, starting his first boss at 3407, we'll see where Mad Mega is when he jumps into his first boss refight. Well, we're looking at
he
10
a little bit of time there, just for wasting less time in Boo Beam. So we'll have to see if he can make up some more time here in the refights.
Well, we're looking at about 25 seconds difference at the beginning of the boss refights. So we'll see if Mad Mega can make up some time or unfortunately loses some time, as Bubble Man's showing how much of a pain in the butt he can be when you're not dealing with uneven terrain. As MadMega's having a heck of a time there.
Dagit taking a death.
Oh no.
I'm imagining that Dagit is still perhaps sensitive about his E-Tank situation.
Well, if he only has one E-Tank left, I think he's going to try to save it for the Wily machine. But if he has more than one left, I really would advise toward using them. Not that the runners can hear what I have to say, but, you know, just on a general level here. Oh no, it looks like MadMegaX is having a little Mr. Destructoid issue here. He's having and he just got bodied by Woodman.
Runners, please remember your E-tanks.
And we just saw his inventory. He had 2 E-tanks. I'm a little sad that MadMega just didn't go, all right, I can just use an E-tank here and just brawl Woodman down to death. But again, it's just these small little errors in a race like this. They seem to be adding up for MadMega in this particular game of the race, and he's going to be, he had the possibility to pick up some time on Dagit, because Dagit's he was in danger against Woodman, but those iframes helped him out. I mean, he's about a boss fight difference right now. Dagit's on number 7, MadMega's on number 6. But, oh man, this is such a close race. And I can go back and go, MadMega lost a second here, 2 seconds there, and,
Well, the other thing to keep in mind, of course, is that the runners have no idea where each other are. So, while we have the benefit of being able to see, like, oh, they're so close that, a second here, a second there, or making a decision in this direction or that direction, the runners don't have any of that information, so they're just trying to play the best race they can, get as fast as they can, and not die as much as they can.
We have a non-Buster Week Wily machine, which might be like the first time in about a month I've actually seen one. That's completely a lie. I saw one yesterday, but they say it's a 50% chance for the Buster to be the effective weapon against the Wily machine, and well, it's not.
With how much Buster immune stuff there was in this seed already, I can't say I'm entirely surprised. MadMega finding charge heat to work against the machine, maybe not the best choice.
Well, he's out of something, and I believe it's air shot. So we're going to have Dagit going into Victory Road first, and he's going to take another pit stop off to the left as MadMega's finishing off the Wily machine. So MadMega's going to have to hope, kind of risk it, maybe hope that air shooter is not the weakness for the Wily machine, or excuse me, the alien here. So Dagit's actually using the flash stopper to good effect. And here we go with the moment of truth with see if Dagit can find the weakness first.
Oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that the alien is blue. And that it's weak
that
to...
That is aqua, sir. That is like turquoise.
I'll say blue head, turquoise body.
And yeah, we totally forgot about trying to guess what color the alien was. Our runners are... and it's
Crash. The best weapon. Second best.
Hopefully Dagit can get 1, 2 more. There we go.
And Dagit's gonna take this one.
With an official SRL time of 39 minutes and 40 seconds, Dagit wins Game 1. MadMega's gonna be right on his heels as he's in the alien fight. Get some GGs in the chat there for Dagit, as he's one game away from moving on in the tournament, and MadMega is unfortunately one game closer to being eliminated, as this is an elimination match.
Oh yeah, we kind of got started really
yeah,
quick earlier. Didn't give you a chance to go through the bracket.
Yeah, I was kind of making a mental note at the end of the game, first game. Make sure you go through the bracket and tell everybody what's going on. But we have 40 minutes 12 seconds, the SRL time for MadMegaX, as that'll do it for game 1. And while we have a couple minutes for the runners to ready up for game 2, I'm going to do something that I normally would do right off the bat. And that's let you guys know where in the tournament we are. This is actually a loser's bracket match between MadMegaX and the Dagit. The Dagit was sent into the loser's bracket by Mega Kyle, who is in the winner's final against Metalo. So can't say he didn't lose to a quality opponent there. Let's see. MadMega, where did you go? Lost to Squidman, who is unfortunately lost to Metalo, who is the other competitor in the winner's final. So again, we've got pretty high quality runners here, unfortunately in the loser's bracket, and that means one of them's going to be eliminated once this match is done.
Yeah, we've got a lot of really talented runners making their way through here, and of course, eventually they've got to go up against each other. There can only be there's only going to be one winner of the tournament overall, so there's got to be a field full of losers in the wake behind them, which does not actually bear anything on the runner's skill at the time. There's a lot of things that go into winning a tournament match. There's luck, there's skill, there's the weather that day.
Yeah, all of the above. But you gotta don't think of it as losers. Think of it as them coming in second place in the race. You know, you don't really get a trophy for second place, but maybe it let you feel a little better. But the winner of this match will be looking at a next round match. LV Creed waiting in the wings, who is our tracker for this, or actually he was the tracker for yesterday's race I did commentary on. Charlie Boy is our tracker today.
Yeah, somebody named Charlie Boy. I don't know how was any importance to this tournament or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody could organize a tournament. I mean, come on now.
Looks like the runners have the seed, and we'll be getting started with game 2 fairly shortly.
Yeah, to break things down, we've got Metalo and Mega Kyle 83 in the winner's final, and just need to do a little catch-up work in the loser's bracket, as we have Squidman and Prodigy queued up, and the winner of this match will face LV Creed. Then the winner of the LV Creed versus the winner of this match will face Stuffin' Things, and that should pretty much get us all lined up for who would be the final 4 runners left after those matches are all finished in the loser's bracket.
Yeah, I think somebody posted the bracket link in the chat a little bit earlier. Looks like both of our runners have the seed loaded up, so we should be getting started shortly. I don't know what this story is. Triforce. I've never heard of that before. This must be one of those really old, obscure games that they took the story for them for this one.
Yeah, they're really digging deep for this one. I mean, it'd probably take me a couple hours of searching the NES archives to try to figure out what game this one is.
Yeah, it's probably not worth it. Just probably one of those old games that's filling up a landfill now. Nobody's ever heard of it. I wouldn't put that much effort in.
No, it's not E.T. I don't think so, at least. I thought there was something about like phoning home in the E.T. game. This was like a Triforce or something, Tryhard. I don't know.
Yeah, it's anybody's guess. It's got princesses in it or something. I don't know what's going on. I think the main character is an elf.
Super Mario Brothers. That's what it was, right? You saved the princess in that one, don't you?
Yeah, that sounds right. It's probably Super Mario Brothers. You save the princess, you fight a frog.
Exactly. It looks like our race countdown is starting for race 2, so we're going to have our runners underway in about 30 seconds to begin Game 2. Dagit, having the benefit of winning Game 1, is one more game away from moving on in this tournament.
Yep, so the pressure is on for MadMegaX.